Hello lovelies, today we are learning how to create our own evil secret society. You may be wondering why we're doing this. Well, I downloaded an app recently called Fable where it's basically for TV shows and for books you've read. And I was going through a bunch of books I've read on my Kindle trying to work out which ones I should add into it or if I should start from scratch. I ended up going from I should start from scratch, but on my deep dive I learned that I have a passion for evil secret societies within books and TV shows. So, using these credits and my general knowledge on secret societies, I thought I would give you a detailed video on how to make your own if you're ever interested. So settle in and let me explain. First off, you need to establish why you want to create a secret society that is evil or corrupt, or if it's beginning to be wholesome and then becomes evil or corrupt. But for the sake of this video, let's say you want to be evil and corrupt from the get-go. You need to decide what the reasons are and why. Is it for money? Is it for power? Control? Or are you just a little bit evil? Once you have this decided, you want to gather families of people who have similar values to you. They may vary a bit, but you all want the core tenet of power, money, control. And that is going to be your core tenet. That's the reason you're going to be creating your secret society. And you might be like, why can't I create one on my own? Well, you need a family. You need to have a group of families to create your core council that will help run this secret society. I would recommend between 4 to 8 families. You can go up to 10, but that's when it starts to get messy. 4 to 8 is a solid number. You have a solid council. If someone goes, no, let's be good, it's very easy to dispose of. And on top of that, you have a council that can help operate the different areas of your secret society. Once you have this established, you need to discuss how you're going to grow and develop your capital, but also where you're going to be located for the foreseeable future. My recommendation is choosing your location first. I would recommend a village full of wealthy people, or an affluent university or college local to you, or perhaps setting up an entire building within a very wealthy city where a lot of crime can get away with, e.g. New York, San Francisco, or Chicago, or any American city really. Once you have established your base, e.g. a small town for this example, then you can start setting up your operations. You have to decide if you're going to corrupt the town or you're going to keep it looking like an affluent, wealthy town and have the crime working in the shadows. I prefer the latter of working in the shadows. It keeps everything looking so much more spick and span and less likely for people to come knocking on your door. Saying that though, helping people clear in the front of the petty minor crimes does allow you to hide your nastier ones in the shadow, so it's down to perfect personal preference. Anyway, once you have established your base, you establish your crimes. Personally, I like to start off with legitimate legal businesses to have as a front for reasonings of why you have so much money, and so do all your friends. This allows people not to question when you have a lot of money and power and sway in your local community. In actual fact though, you will be using this money to buy out the police force. And it's always good that once you have bought out the police force, to have one of your founding families take over and start running it, so then you can turn blind eyes to the crime that you are causing. On top of this, if you can buy it out in your small town, you can fly under the radar with a litany of crimes. Once you have a couple business establishers, make sure they're in businesses that can sway public perception but also government perception, e.g. social media brands, or just having it in large capital gains that people tend to love or what people are envy of. If it's especially if it's a daily use item, e.g. household brands, household appliances, real estate is always very good if you're owning a small town, because then you can vet the people who are moving into your local area and see if they're a prime target to either export or indoctrinate into your secret society, or my personal favorite, security. and technology. If you have someone working in roughly all these sectors within your founding family group, which will be called the inner circle, then you are set up to make a thriving secret society. Once this is done and well established, then you can start recruiting new members. These new members will start committing the more illegal crimes under your wing. You will never have to get your hands physically dirty if you can collect enough people, but you will know how to threaten and intimidate people. But make sure you have good people under your wings, so then if someone ever comes knocking and accuses you of things, you can have plausible deniability because you never committed those crimes. And once you get to that stuff, you can start doing the more illegal actions, being more nefarious to gain more capital, more power, and more control. Once you have a well-established secret society, you can choose your different routes. Are you just going to grow and foster until you have control over the entire surrounding areas, just so you can live a comfortable life and not go too big for your boots, so that you can continue your legacy for your family and your children down the line? And in regards to children, make sure you have more than 2 at a time, because the children may disappoint and the children may not want to follow in your footsteps, so you need your backups. And by having more than one child, you can make sure that you trade the children within your inner circle to make sure that the inner circle are all interconnected. We're going for European royalty in the late 14th century with how interconnected they were. Anyway, once we have a strong secret society and multiple plot points and multiple subordinates, we can have choices. Do we want to expand into a new territory? Do we want to move and locate into a bigger city? Do we want to start controlling elections and swaying which way the country starts leaning? If you want to take over politically, then you need to designate one of the founding families into politics and have them create subgroups that can create parties of opposition political groups. See, many in secret societies believe you just need one candidate in the political race, but in actuality you need multiple. You have your primary person that you want to win, but you have a backup candidate that is running against them. So then if the political agenda is not met with candidate A, candidate B can be your backup and you can still control your local government, which is always very handy. It's always good as well to have candidate A be linked to the family that runs the police department. Always very good to have complete control of your local neighbourhood. And once you're in this point, then you can decide, will we make this a whispered about secret society where people are trying to join and grow it, or is it a hush-hush one where only the wealthiest of wealthiest get an invite into the secret society and can get close to the inner circle? In regards to your children as well, it's very important that you indoctrinate them at a ripe age, between the ages of 12 and 15. You may be wondering why so young. We need their brains squishy enough that they won't question their parents, but have critical thinking enough that they won't be traumatized by the actions you may have to cause them. A great way to get your children on board with secret societies is by slowly giving them more perks. Perks are also a good way to keep your subordinates in line by giving them a reward system. Rewards works brilliantly for keeping people in line because it believes and gives them ideologies and hopes that they're actually working towards things. Also within secret societies, if need be, you can always create a subdivision of religion that is an off-branch, just so that you can keep your wealth up and attract the mundane, because you may not like them, but they're always good for extra capital. Once we have this level of power established, you have a choice. You can stay, sit, and let your legacy grow. Or you can go power hungry and try and take over your country government in either becoming the physical government or the shadow government. If you get to this stage, please be aware that your entire secret society can fall apart and you may no longer be classed as a secret society or have one. I would always recommend staying put. It's your best course of action. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful on how to create your own secret society, and happy creating them. Okay, so did you enjoy the video? I don't know what came over me, but I just felt like it would be really fun to make a video like this. I like making little silly goofy videos like this every now and again. But anyway, my question is for you. Would you create your own secret society? What type of one would you make? And also, why would you make a secret society? And I hope you enjoyed this video. This was just inspired because I'm at the point in Gilmore Girls where Inomia Pilatus is around. I'm also rewatching The Order, and I'm also watching Gossip Girl, and we're at the part where Chuck Bass got the stamp from a secret society, and I'm also reading 2 books that have something to do with secret societies. Basically, everything to do with secret societies I love is at the forefront, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video on how to make a corrupt secret society. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, would you join a secret society? And you should go read